Hey everyone, Karnak here of Star Wars Armada Explained. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm doing something a little different. I'm trying to go along with some feedback suggestions that some people have given me. Trying to change my position of the camera to have more centered. Also to have the card up there in the corner to try to see if it's more readable so people can actually see the text that's on the main card that we're going over. So please give me some feedback on if it seems like these changes are good, maybe need some more adjustments. I definitely appreciate it. All right, let's dive right in. So the card we're going to be looking at is Pursuant today. It is for the Quasar Fire for the Empire. So Pursuant, if you see there in front of its name, you'll see a little dot or bullet point, signifies that this card is unique. You only have one of them in your fleet. Pursuant, I also like to call just Death by Snoo Snoo. Some of you may get that reference, some of you may not. That's just what I like to call the card. How do you know it equips to a Quasar Fire? Well, there's an image of one on the card, but bottom left hand corner you'll see the Quasar Fire icon. It is faction specific for the Empire only, and you can see that next to its point cost, which is only 2 points. Fantastic card for only 2 points. Not quite Yavaris level at 5, but really good for 2 points. Why is that? Let's dive in. So this card doesn't have any errata, no clarifications. It's very straightforward. Although, like with anything, you'll see that there's some nuances and some niche things that I'm going to make sure I'm pointing out. It reads, when you, meaning you as in the ship, not as in you the player, when you reveal a command other than a squadron command, important point to remember there. We'll get back to that. When you reveal a squadron, or excuse me, when you reveal a command other than a squadron command, you may discard this card to resolve a squadron command. Now remember, squadron command is, squadron dial or token, or dial and token resolved together. Although in this specific situation, it's calling out the fact that when you're revealing something, you're revealing the squadron dial. So you may discard this card to resolve a squadron command. Treat this command as if you spent a squadron dial. Some caveats and all that wording. We're just going to go over real basic, real quick, what this card does, and then we'll deep dive into all these little wordings that can change things in terms of what this card can and cannot do. Again, not so much that players are necessarily doing it wrong, but I've definitely seen some players do some things with this card that actually they're technically not allowed to do. So Pursuant, in a nutshell, it's a free squadron command. This card is fantastic. Pretty much think of it like a skilled first officer without having to bring skilled first officer. It's slicer tool insurance. It's insurance for anyone trying to mess with your dials or whatever reason. So in a nutshell, we'll say that this Quasar Fire has like a navigation command tucked away, and it's the next command it's going to reveal. So when it reveals this navigation command, you can say, when you reveal a command other than a squadron command, I've revealed the navigate, I may discard this card to resolve a squadron command as if I had spent a dial. Okay, that means I can resolve a navigate command and I can resolve a squadron command. It's a 2-for-1. It's like a mini self-contained Thrawn. So in this situation, if you had revealed a different command or for whatever reason, if you not the command that you want, that's something different than a squadron command, you can discard Pursuant and you get a free squadron command. So that's pretty fantastic. It's again for 2 points. It's insurance. You can't slicer it away. You can't get rid of it unless the Vader boarding trooper, I guess. But that's kind of like a poor target for his choice, I feel like. So again, I mean, in a nutshell, that's Pursuant. That's what it does. It allows you to discard that card to activate. Quasar Fire can activate 4 squadrons. 5 with expanded hangar bays, 6 with the hangar bays and a token. How all that works, you guys probably already know. So it's just a fantastic card. It's a free command. Now, I mean, there's nothing else really I can get into that for that. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. But let's dive into some of the wording and things that go along with Pursuant. Again, as I was mentioning before about the if you reveal a command other than a squadron command. So what happens if you do reveal a squadron command? And let's say for whatever reason that the squadron command you reveal, you want to use it for something like boarding troopers. In which case that dial, let's take a look at boarding troopers real quick. Not that I think you're ever going to put boarding troopers on a Quasar fire, but boarding troopers requires you that you discard a squadron dial. So the timing for that is you still are revealing your squadron dial, and then you're discarding it. Okay. Also, Pursuant cannot be used with boarding troopers. Cannot, because it's saying the as if part spent is saying you are spending this as a dial and nothing else. You can't use Pursuant to trigger boarding troopers. Also, Pursuant, you're spending it as a dial, meaning you cannot tokenize it. Okay, you cannot tokenize Pursuant. I've seen some people try to do that, and that's wrong. You can't do that because again, it's saying you're spending it as a dial. You can't tokenize an upgrade card. Again, can't use Pursuant for boarding troopers. Even if you're revealing a squadron command and then discarding that squadron command to trigger boarding troopers, again, you technically the caveat of the card is you need to reveal any other command other than a squadron command in order to trigger Pursuant. Okay? Like for example, Thrawn. What about Thrawn? Thrawn, he's everywhere. So Thrawn, actually, if you remember from the video and some other videos I've done recently, Thrawn dials are gained. They are not revealed. Meaning that Pursuant, even though the Thrawn dial is a squadron command, remember that dial is gained. It's not revealed. It was already revealed at the very start of the ship phase by Thrawn himself, not attached to any ship. So a Thrawn dial squadron command doesn't affect Pursuant in any way. So you could, for example, if you had let's spawn a command dial here just so you guys see what's going on. So we'll say that the ship itself has a navigation command, and it's gaining a Thrawn dial of a squadron command. You could tokenize Thrawn's gained dial, turn that into a squadron token, and then you could discard Pursuant. What are some other cards that don't qualify with Pursuant? These are just some examples, not everything, but I think it's enough to cover, like Director Izzard, Taskmaster Grant, Commander Asenko, something like that. Star Wars names are hard. Essentially, where they're all tied to, like for example, Izzard and Grant are when ships reveal a command, you can do something with their card. Again, they can only do that with the ship revealed command, not Pursuant. Even though Pursuant is saying it's spent as a dial. Again, the timing of these two cards are the trigger is when a command is revealed. Okay, they're not. You can't trigger them twice off of like Pursuant or something like that, or Thrawn for that matter. That's in the FAQ. It specifically states that. And same thing with Commandant Asenko. It says when another friendly ship at distance 1 to 3 reveals a command, you may exhaust this card to gain 1 command token of the same type. Again, that's only for the ship dial that's being revealed, not Pursuant. Okay, so I feel like this is enough examples and different situations. I feel like you guys grasp what I'm trying to get across with this card. But of course, if you don't understand or you need a little bit more detailed explanation, I'm definitely happy to go more in depth, because again, with this card, again, that whole thing comes back to treat this command as if you spent a dial, and also when you reveal a command other than a squadron command. But I think that's enough to justify in explaining the card, what it does. Of course, if I got anything wrong, or if there's something there that you don't understand or you don't agree with, please be sure to leave a comment. I do read my comments. I respond to my comments. I love comments, love feedback. I do appreciate you guys watching the video, and as always, I'll catch you guys next time.